pull up a photo of Donald Trump and Barack Obama standing next to each other. Both wearing dark suits. Both wearing white shirts. Both wearing ties. On paper, the exact same outfit. But your brain registers them as two completely different men before you have even finished looking. That is not politics doing the work. That is tailoring doing the work. And today I want to break down exactly what each man's suit is telling you, because the contrast is fascinating. Okay, so let me set this up properly, because most people do not understand how much information is hiding in a man's suit. A dark suit, white shirt, and tie is the most standardized outfit in modern human history. Every world leader wears it. Every CEO wears it. Every news anchor wears it. The whole point of the uniform is that it is supposed to be neutral, functional, invisible. A suit is just a suit, right? Wrong. Completely wrong. Because within that narrow uniform, there are about 15 different variables a tailor controls. The width of the lapel, the break of the trouser, the height of the gorge, the drape of the shoulder, the amount of canvas in the chest, the length of the jacket, whether the trouser is pleated or flat front, whether the sleeve is roped or natural. Every single one of those choices is a decision. And every decision sends a signal. Most men have no idea this conversation is happening. They look at a man in a dark suit and they think, dark suit. End of analysis. But the people who actually read clothes for a living, the tailors, the costume designers, the menswear writers, they are reading a paragraph of information off of every garment that walks past them. And when you put Trump and Obama side by side, they are reading two completely different paragraphs, starting with Obama. Barack Obama wore Hart-Schaffner marks for most of his presidency. If you have never heard the name, that is genuinely the point. Hart-Schaffner Marks is a Chicago-based American tailoring house that has been making men's suits since 1887. Their factory was in Des Plaines, Illinois, just outside Chicago. 6 American presidents wore them. They are, or were, the working uniform of American political dressing. Now here is the part that matters. The suits Hart-Schaffner Marks made for Obama were custom, not bespoke at the highest level. The convention night suit he wore in 2008 cost the equivalent of about $1,500 retail. 97% merino wool, 3% cashmere. 2-button single-breasted jacket. Medium notched lapels. Soft natural shoulders. Pleated trousers with an 1.25-inch cuff. Sized 40 long with a 33-inch waist. Read that fit. 40 long, 33 waist. That is a lean, athletic build. And the suit was cut to honor that build. The shoulder line did not extend past Obama's actual shoulder bone. The chest had a soft canvas that draped rather than structured. The waist suppressed gently to follow his torso. The lapel was not too wide and not too narrow. Everything about the construction said, this is a normal man with a normal body, dressed correctly, and the suit will not try to do anything the man does not already do himself. That is what is called soft American tailoring. The opposite of structured European tailoring. The jacket is built to fit the man, rather than to reshape him. And that is the signal Obama's suit was sending, every single day, without saying a word. It said, I am inside the system. I respect the conventions of the office. I trust the suit to communicate the office and let me handle the speaking. The suit is not a costume. The suit is a uniform. And uniforms work when they disappear, leaving only the man inside. Now here is the punchline. Once you understand this, watch any speech Obama ever gave. The suit is always invisible. The room is never thinking about the jacket. The eye goes straight to the face, the hands, the voice. The suit did exactly what it was supposed to do. It vanished, so the man could appear. And there is a quiet detail to this story that almost nobody talks about. The Hart-Schaffner Marks factory in Des Plaines, Illinois, the one that made Obama's convention suit, has since closed. The company itself nearly went under during the recession of 2009. The Obama partnership is credited with helping bring them back from the brink. It was, in a very real sense, an American tailoring house wearing an American president, and an American president wearing an American tailoring house, propping each other up. The suit was not just a sartorial choice. It was an act of economic patriotism, made quietly, without ever being announced. That was the whole point. The suit was busy doing political work that the man wearing it did not need to talk about. Now let me walk you through Trump's suit, because almost everything about it is the opposite of Obama's, and almost none of it is accidental. Trump primarily wears Bryony, a Roman tailoring house, founded in 1945, that has, for decades, dressed two James Bonds, Pierce Brosnan from GoldenEye through Die Another Day, and Daniel Craig in Casino Royale. Bryony bespoke runs around $7,000 per suit. Each one goes through a 220-step construction process with more than 7,000 concealed hand stitches. This is genuinely some of the most expensive tailoring on earth. So you would expect, given all that money and all that craftsmanship, a suit that fits Trump perfectly. Right? Lean. Sharp. Engineered to his exact body. Like the Bryony suits the brand puts on its runway models. Nope. The exact opposite. Trump suits are deliberately oversized. The jackets run long, often hitting near mid-thigh. The shoulders are heavily padded, extending well past his actual shoulder line. The trousers are wide and blousy. The whole silhouette is roomy where the standard would be fitted. In 2016, Bryony told the industry publication WWD that while they do make custom suits for Trump, the silhouette and the fabrics, quote, follow his personal requirements. End quote. Which is fashion speak for, look, we did what he asked. Bryony would never normally make a suit cut that way. Bryony deferred to Trump. And here is where it gets interesting. Because the oversized suit, despite what menswear critics like to say, is not actually a mistake. It is a deliberate choice that does specific work for Trump's specific situation. The padded shoulders extend his frame outward. The longer jacket masks the middle. The open jacket creates the visual illusion of a V-shaped silhouette. The wide trousers ground the look with mass at the bottom. The famously long red tie pulls the eye down the center of the body in a long vertical line, which has the optical effect of making everything around it look longer and leaner. Every single one of these choices is engineered to make a 78-year-old man look larger, taller, and more physically imposing than his actual frame is. The suit is not failing to fit. The suit is succeeding at a different goal entirely. Where Obama's suit was designed to disappear, Trump's suit is designed to project. Where Obama wanted his clothes to be invisible, Trump wants his clothes to be the first thing you see from across the room. And by every measure of what Trump is trying to achieve, the suit does its job. Here is what makes this fascinating to me. Most menswear writers, when they look at Trump's suit, call it a mistake. They write articles saying he should have his suits taken in, the trousers tapered, the shoulders softened. They are, in their narrow technical sense, correct. The suit does not follow the rules of classical tailoring. But they are missing the entire point. Trump is not trying to play by the rules of classical tailoring. He is using the rules to do something the rules were never designed for. The closest comparison is something like a stage costume. When an actor walks out under bright lights in a Broadway theater, the costume is built to read from the back of the auditorium. It is bigger than life on purpose. Up close, the scenes look exaggerated, the colors look heavy, the silhouette looks theatrical. But that is because the costume was never built to be looked at up close. It was built to be looked at from 60 feet away. Trump's suit operates on the same logic. It is designed for the camera angle, the rally crowd, the long shot, the magazine cover. Not for the dinner table. Okay, so now let me lay the two side by side, because this is where the whole story becomes interesting. Obama's suit is saying, I am part of an institution. The institution is bigger than me. I will wear the uniform that hundreds of senators and presidents before me wore. The suit will not try to make me larger or more impressive than I am. It will let me speak for myself, and the office will speak for the suit. Trump's suit is saying something almost completely opposite. It is saying, I am the institution. The institution will adapt to me. I will not wear a suit that disappears. I will wear a suit that announces my presence before I have arrived. The suit will exaggerate my frame, command attention, and make sure the eye lands on me before anything else in the room. Neither of these messages is wrong. Both of them are working perfectly for the men sending them. But they are not the same message. They are not even close. And once you start looking, you cannot see the difference. Look at the tie length. Obama wore his tie to the belt buckle, which is the standard, textbook length for traditional American tailoring. Trump wears his tie down past the belt buckle, often well below it, which is a deliberate elongation of the central vertical line. That tie length is not an accident. It is a chosen optical effect. Look at the jacket. Obama buttoned his jacket when he stood, in the traditional manner. Trump leaves his jacket open the vast majority of the time, which lets the long red tie fall in a clean, uninterrupted vertical line down the front of his body. Both choices are deliberate. Both choices reflect the message each man wants his suit to send. And look at the shoulder. Obama's shoulders are soft and natural. The jacket drapes off his actual shoulder bone. Trump's shoulders are heavily structured, padded outward, extending well past the natural frame. Soft shoulders say, I do not need help looking like a man. Padded shoulders say, I am going to take all the help I can get. Now here is the part of this video where I want to get genuinely useful for you, because the Obama-Trump comparison is not actually about politics. It is about something every man can learn from. There are two completely opposite philosophies of how a suit should work. And both of them are valid. The question is just which one you are going for. Philosophy 1 is the Obama approach. The suit is the uniform of a system. The job of the suit is to disappear so the man can speak. The fit follows the actual body. The colors stay neutral. The fabrics whisper. Everything is calibrated to take attention away from the clothing and put it onto the human inside the clothing. This is the philosophy you want if your job is to be the most credible person in a room. Lawyers, bankers, diplomats. Anyone whose authority comes from being trusted, rather than from being noticed. The Obama suit is the working uniform of credibility. Philosophy 2 is the Trump approach. The suit is a costume of presence. The job of the suit is to amplify the man, to make him bigger, taller, more visible. The fit exaggerates. The shoulder extends. The tie elongates. The whole silhouette is engineered to dominate visual space. The clothing is doing real work, not invisible work. This is the philosophy you want if your job is to be the most memorable person in a room. Performers. Politicians on a stage. Salesmen who need to close. Founders pitching to investors. Anyone whose power comes from being the center of attention rather than from being trusted as an equal. The Trump suit is the working uniform of dominance. And here is the lesson. Most men, when they buy a suit, do not actually know which philosophy they are choosing. They wander into a department store, they pick something that looks fine in the mirror, and they leave. And then they wonder why the suit does not seem to be doing anything for them. The reason is that the suit is not aimed at any particular goal. It is just a suit. It has no message. It is sending no signal. It is doing no work. If you want your suit to actually do something, you have to decide what you want it to do. And the Obama-Trump comparison is the cleanest case study in modern menswear of those two completely opposite goals. Both succeed, in completely different ways, at completely different jobs. The lesson is not to copy either one. The lesson is to understand that the suit is making a choice for you, whether you know it or not. So next time you see two men in dark suits standing next to each other, your eye is going to start picking up things it never noticed before. The shoulder line. The lapel width. The trouser break. The tie length. The jacket length. All the tiny choices that, added together, are the difference between disappearing and dominating. Obama wore the uniform of the office. Trump wears the costume of the man. Both are working. Both are sending exactly the message each man wants to send. And the genuine art of menswear, once you can read it, is recognizing which one you are looking at, and which one you yourself want to wear when you walk into your next room. Pick your philosophy. Then dress the philosophy. The suit will do the rest.